So I met my stalker, and truth be told, it didn't go very well. It didn't go well. Now, in fairness, he's my stalker. Like, it could have gone a lot, he could have, abducted me or molested me or, beat the shit out of me, whatever. So it could have gone worse, but it didn't go as well as I had hoped, as well as I had planned. So my plan was, so I saw him, I was getting ground beef at the grocery store, and I was, going back to my car, I don't remember. Oh, yeah, and so then I see him just kind of, I feel like I might have seen him in the parking lot earlier when I was going in, and he must have just been inside the interior of the store, disguised pretty well. And I just noticed, as soon as I was going out of my car, I noticed him, and it was, midday, it was like kind of the middle of nowhere, and I just noticed him, and I'd, seen him a handful of times to this point, and so I recognized him, and so I just, I'm like, what, I'm done with this, and so I put all my stuff, I load all my stuff into my car, just the package, whatever, and I go up, and literally I just start stomping towards him. I literally just look at him and I start stomping towards him. And to my surprise, I thought he was going to run off. I thought, my goal was just kind of to scare him away. Like, now, it's been a really big inconvenience. I associate with a lot of women. There's a lot of women around me. That sounded really weird. So I'm not the one scared of the stalker. There's just been women around me who are scared of him. That's why it's like, because to me, it's no big deal. It's no big deal. I'm not really scared of him. But for other people, they're scared. So that's why I had to get rid of him. And so I started walking towards him. I thought I'd just scare him off. But to my surprise, he stood his ground. And so I was like, oh shoot, am I got the wrong guy? But I walked up to him and I say, why are you always following me around? And it was this dude. And I said, why are you following me around? And he says, I follow a lot of people around. That's what he said. Now, I'm a logic expert. I specialize in a lot of things, but I'm particularly good with logic. I know a lot about logic. And so when I ask the question, why are you doing something? And they answer with, someone answers with, I do a lot of this. That's not actually an answer. I could ask why. But I'm also an English language expert, and so what I understood is the implication of what he was saying was, I watch a lot of people. It's nothing personal. I just started watching you for whatever reason, which, as I'll get to, that's not necessarily entirely true from him. But whatever. So, anyways, I asked him, why are you watching me? And I'm like, well, stop watching me. If you go watch, one of your other 1,000 people you're stalking, whatever, go watch them instead. And he says, I don't want to. And so, that's again, kind of going to the logic thing. Like, obviously you don't want to, you're still stalking me. And so I ask him, why can't, so my question is, why are you still stalking me? Stop stalking me. And he says, I don't want to stop stalking you. I knew that. That's already clear by your behavior. And so I have to ask again, why don't you want to stop stalking me? And, this is where it started getting interesting, and this is where I started having a longer conversation. We kind of toned down in terms of tone, and essentially, so I got to know this guy a lot better over the course. So basically, he says, I watch a lot of people, right? I watch a lot of people, and the part of the appeal, from what I understood, I kind of got to understand. I got to understand his psyche a lot better. I got to empathize, not to say, what he's doing is still wrong, but I gotta understand why he does it more. So he says, usually when he's stalking someone, it's like the appeal is like that no one would ever expect it. Why would anyone, you kind of think to yourself, like, if you're watching someone do their laundry, they're never gonna think someone would want to stalk them doing their laundry. I'm not an important person, and doing laundry is boring. Why would anyone ever want to watch me? And that's kind of the appeal. The appeal is like, he gets off on the fact that it's like, no one would ever, like, they literally think they are so secure, they think no one would ever be watching them. Like, the fact that I'm doing this just totally contradicts their entire thing. And I was like, okay, I kind of understood that. And so, well, from what I gathered from what he was saying, though, is with me, on the surface level, I seem like another normal, ordinary Joe, just doing, their day-to-day, they're sort of, going through the motions or whatever. But underneath the surface, once you kind of get to see, through the course of stalking me, he'd understood, and this is just how I understood it, but he kind of saw, like, my life is actually extremely, extremely interesting. I do a lot of compelling things on a day-to-day basis. Essentially, I am like a power fantasy. I am like a male power fantasy. I live in the dream life. I'm living, the secret agent, double agent, super hyper genius life. I'm basically a sex icon, essentially. Those are not literally his words, but that is what the implication of what he was saying was. That was what he was kind of saying. That's how I understood it, because that's how he meant it. So, anyways, and so I'm like, and so he's like, well, so, your life is really interesting, and so I'm kind of invested. I would just, if someone, when people usually confront me, I just kind of drop them and I, just start stalking a new person. But, with you, it's a little bit different because I'm actually kind of enamored with your life. That's what he told me. So yeah, I was kind of, I'm still weirded out by the guy. Okay. I'm still certainly weirded out by the guy. I understand him more, but I'm still weirded out by him for sure. But I won't say that I wasn't like a little, it's definitely a compliment. No, it is it not? It's kind of awesome to be told you are better than other people. You are more interesting than other people. Other people aren't as cool to watch as you. You are not just another cog in the machine. You're actually a pretty fascinating dude. So yeah, I'm, again, it's not really a big deal for me, but there are people around me who are kind of weirded out when they notice, like, oh, there's like a dude clearly following us right now and, writing into his little notepad every time we talk to each other, like, what the hell is going on? That's not that big of a deal for me, honestly. So it is annoying though, I appreciate their perspective, but yeah, no, I think I'm coming to peace with it. There's just someone who, it's like, plenty of celebrities have stalkers for long term, and it's not even like that weird. Well, it's weird to be the person stalking the celebrity, but it's like, if a celebrity says, I have a stalker, it's not like everyone's like, oh, I don't like you anymore. It's totally normal to be a celebrity who has a stalker. And, you kind of have to make peace with it. The celebrities obviously do. And so I think in my mind, that's kind of where I'm at now. I'm just clearly, if not him, someone else is going to realize I live a pretty damn interesting life and start, stalking me again. So I'm kind of moving from, I'm really annoyed and weirded out by this dude, to like, it's fine. It's par for the course. It's understandable why it's happening. Now it's wrong to do, of course, but it's understandable why I would have a stalker. So, that's just been my recent update on the stalker situation. Again, no worries here. No worries. I am not at all worried. I was, I was in that video, I was short of breath. So I think I looked a little more scared than I actually was. I wasn't that scared. Although it was late at night, and that would be the time to be scared of a stalker, but I was not actually that scared. I was short of breath. I was not actually that scared. So, and I was worried I couldn't find my car. Now, that was the real scary, was I couldn't find my car, and so what if my car was stolen? That's kind of where a lot of my fear was in that video, because, if my car had been stolen, that would suck a lot. And whatever. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope this is, yeah, whatever. Bye-bye.